I'm going to reveal my own skeletons in the closet just to share this antidote with you about the guards. I have been arrested once before. When I was like 13 years old, I got arrested in my hometown for graffiti tagging the pub with a biro. The issue was less about the biro and more about my attitude towards the guard when he asked me to stop. I was all sassy and full of rebellion and knew my rights. I don't think this guard had any interest in arresting me until I got sassy with him and pissed him off. And then he was like, right, you're coming with me. And I was screaming my head off, I know my rights, you're not allowed to take me. Whatever, shut up. He brings me to the station. He doesn't even put me in a cell, right? He puts me in a back room, probably one of the, like, where you meet your lawyer rooms. Like, I was comfy. I was not in a jail cell. But I was being ignored by the guard. He was just ignoring me. As is his right. He had called my dad immediately to get me picked up. And it was my dad who left me rot in the jail cell because he was at a job in the north. I'm left to blow off steam in this room by myself in the local Garda station until my dad picks me up when he's ready. And Dad takes the long route home and gets his dinner on the way because he is not being interrupted by this ridiculousness. But the guard could have treated that as a public order offence. He could have been very dramatic, radioed for backup, brought me to HQ, filed a full incident report. Like, I was not arrested on paper for this. I was arrested because I was a naive moron giving him sass. I was literally just shuttled closer to my own house, actually, from one end of the town to the other, and then left to calm down. If he really wanted to, he could have referred me to juvenile justice or escalated my attitude as obstruction. It could have left a mark on my permanent record, my sassy teenage antics. But the guard rang my dad because he knew my dad. Not in a crony way, just in a knows everyone way. It's not like I wasn't arrested because of some kind of brown envelope or a relationship. No. Like, it's just that the approach to policing taken by this individual was based in community welfare and restoration rather than punitive action for the sake of it. Yes, he could have left a mark on my permanent record, but he wasn't trying to do that. Arguably, he was probably trying to teach me that you cannot speak to people in positions of authority like that. They might one day have a water cannon aimed at your head. But the discretion comes from the circle of trust in that community town. It's between the guards, the parent, the teenager, maybe the teacher. They're all part of one network trying to make sure that this young person grows up well. So the accountability is human and immediate and direct. I'm calling your dad, tell your ma, which is very Brehon law. It's community responsibility. You don't want your dad to have to pick you up from the jail cell. That's enough of a deterrent. And in Brehon law, if you did something bad, you'd have to pay the Eric. And if you couldn't afford it, your dad have to pay the Eric. And your dad going to be really, really pissed off with you if he has to pay the Eric. This guard acted as my neighbour first and a guard a second. He was not arsed with the paperwork of actually arresting me. He just wanted me to leave the station with the realisation that getting uppity with a guard is a bad idea. Yes, I had to be taught that lesson manually. Militarization makes this kind of community lesson learning impossible. If that guard had a riot shield, he can't phone my dad. Community policing is the natural state, and it works when the structures allow it. Our task is to scale that antidote. This Garda saw his role in my upbringing as more important than proving his authority by ruining my life. And that matters.